Hey, Colleen, and welcome to Tough Talk and Transitions. So, literally, I don't know if any of you are having the month that I've been having. I was going to put out a podcast about Finn, my little chihuahua. He's around here somewhere. So, 3 weeks ago today, I took him to an emergency vet down here. I was pretty certain he had impacted anal gland. She came running out, holding him. Oh my God, I think it's cancer. There's a mass. So $1,100 later, we leave, and I'm sick to my stomach. This is my baby, and I think he has cancer. He's 6 years old. So I call the vet. I get a referral to the Mass Referral Vet in Woburn, which, if you don't know what it's kind of like, the Mass General for pets. In the meantime, that Friday, he starts scooting again. I'm like, oh, excellent. Maybe he broke the sac. So down we go. Of course, if you know a Chihuahua, you know he's really hard to handle. You've got to kind of put him out every time we went to touch him. So they were like, you know what, given what she sent, doesn't look like cancer, but we won't know him until we get in there. I leave with two bids, total of $13,000 for a for a CAT scan and then surgery. I'm like, what the fuck? Where am I going to get this money? Because this has not been one of my better years. That's another story we're going to get into on the later on in about when life really sucks. But anyway, so home I went after crying. I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm gonna refinance the house. Well, good luck with that one because I'm not, and she is, and because I'm not having a great year. Even though I didn't make plenty of money, I don't really show it all because I didn't file taxes yet. So that was a big pain in the ass. Then because everyone checked my credit just went down 100 points. Man, when my clients tell me how much they hate the mortgage business, getting a mortgage. I'm like, oh, really? How? It wasn't that hard for me the last couple of times I did it. I had got an SBA loan pretty easy, much easier than I got any chance of getting this fucking refi because I was going to spend the money on, was he going to have chemo? Was he going to have radiation? How bad was it? I was going to do it. So anyway, so last Thursday we scheduled the CAT scan. I talked to the surgeon. She gives me a $2,500 bid. Last Wednesday, I put it on all my credit cards. I slam them all up. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this because I don't have a refi. So anyway, I take the little dude there for 8 o'clock in the morning. I go to work like an idiot at the hotel. It's another story. I work. They don't take them until 3:30. Then they're like, well, you need to be here by 6. I'm leaving Boston at 5 to get to Woburn for 6 on Memorial Day weekend, Thursday. So needless to say, that didn't happen. I got there after 6. But luckily, he doesn't have cancer. What he did have was an impacted anal gland, and the meds I had given him were good. So here's the moral to this whole fucking story. Depends like everything else. The doctor, it depends on the vet, right? The vet down here, she preached. I should have known when she was sitting up on the counter swinging her feet that maybe this isn't the chick I might be dealing with. That's when I left. But still with meds and still wondering really what the hell had happened to him. Was he going to be okay? And it's crazy because, you know, it's just really stupid money. However, it was only 2,000 for the CAT scan, 1,100 down here, so 3,100 on the credit card. No bueno, because now that takes the mortgage completely out of reach until I start banging out some serious money. So let's talk about that. So, you know what it's like to be a 66-year-old woman and be influxed in your life? So I've been bartending, as you may not know, at the Back Bay Home the last almost 3 years. And it was union, and I thought, oh, union. No union. Union only protects the morons. If you're good at what you do, you get screwed. And that's where I am right now, screwed. However, as a 66-year-old, how much longer did I want to be doing that? Except that it's my mad money, right? Lets me go shopping, lets me do stuff, lets me take care of the dogs. So I'm not always stressing. Right, and revamping my real estate business, doing this, working on me. So I guess the point is when you're 66, right? You're not going to collect you're not going to collect Social Security. You're not going to get it. You got to go one more year, 67. But I don't even want to go there. I want to wait until 70 because I want that extra 32%. So I want 132%. And on all on standard plan of retiring. And you know, if you're working and you're collecting, I think it's for every dollar you make, they're taking two back anyway. So at the rate of the money I've made the last couple of years, they're going to be pulling it all back anyway. So what's the point? There isn't any. But I think I'm not the only one out there that's in this kind of fucked up place, right? Of kind of not making any money right now, struggling a little bit, revamping what I'm doing, dealing with my sick little dog, who's my heart. Well, it's not sick anymore, but you know, who's my baby. Caretaking my 92-year-old mother, which I have really slammed into the wall now after 11 years, I think. Caretaking exhaustion is real, people. When you're trying to do a business, when you're driving a lot, when you're working all the time, when you're struggling, when you're clawing, when you're trying to stay relevant, stay solvent. It's brutal. I'm telling you, it's really tough. I'm hitting the wall. And I'm not a crier, but I have been lately. And I mean, of course, it started with Finn, right? But the exhaustion is real, and the stress is real. So when you're going through this shit, that's why I tell you, just message me, because I can help you. I'll give you what I got. I mean, I can. This is what I'm learning. You gotta really take care of yourself. You gotta work out. You gotta try to eat right. You gotta. You gotta give to yourself. And I don't mean like shopping and shit. You got to find that time with friends and reconnecting with friends. I've kind of, dove into business and her. But you know what? It burns you out, right? You need that outlet. You need to have a good time. You need to go out. You need to have some fun. You need not to be so stressed out all the time. Because then what? She lives to be 94 and I'm dead at 70. I mean, that's just, I mean, what is that the alternative? Because I think probably it is. And I think most of us are out there. I just did Khalid's been gone now 19 months. So he's gone, but so I went from her with him to the dogs to working and now not being able to get a fucking refi. So that's where we're at. So I guess the whole point of this is you're at that point where I am. You're not alone. Call me, DM me. Just let me know what you need. I'll help you as much as I can. I mean, just know that right now with Trump, everything is brutal. Everything is harder. It's more expensive. Healthcare, lucky for us, we're at Mass General. So we're good. But, you know, it's tough. It's tough times. And for people that don't want to acknowledge, accept it, well, it's going to get worse. So hang in there, do what you can. Don't lose your shit. I'm losing it for the rest of us over here by myself up in bumfuck Egypt, New Hampshire. So feel free to give me a call. Thanks. Bye.